Hey Scoop fam, get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely exploding today, and we've got the inside scoop on everything you need to know. The pace is relentless, the updates are massive, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of this. We're diving headfirst into the biggest stories that are dominating the conversation, from blockbuster cinematic universes getting a major shakeup to the latest buzz on fan-favorite characters. We've got the details that matter, the insights you crave, and the hype you expect. So buckle up, because this is Sheeran's Scoop, and we're bringing you the unmissable updates you've been waiting for. First up, the Man of Steel himself. When exactly can you expect the latest Superman cinematic adventure to hit your streaming screens, and on which platform will it land? We've got the inside track on the release window and the exclusive details you need to know. Then, we're talking about the fans and their verdict. The latest poll results are in, revealing exactly how audiences are rating a pivotal character's performance. Was it solid, iconic, or something else entirely? The numbers don't lie, and the fan reaction is fascinating. Next, we're breaking down the new DC universe with a key revelation straight from the top. Find out how a notorious character is being reimagined and what this means for the future of the interconnected DC storyline. Prepare for some surprising twists. And finally, we're tackling the big picture of superhero cinema. In a world obsessed with billion-dollar benchmarks, we're asking, why is it perfectly fine if not every superhero movie hits that mark? We're diving into the economics, the expectations, and what truly defines success in the current blockbuster landscape. Don't miss a moment. Hit that like button, subscribe to Sheeran's Scoop, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the know. Let's get started. Superman, streaming release date and platform details. Get ready, because the latest cinematic journey of the Man of Steel is almost ready to land on your favorite streaming service. The highly anticipated Superman movie, a major production from DC Studios and Warner Bros., is slated to make its streaming debut on HBO Max in the coming months. This follows its exciting theatrical run that kicked off earlier this summer on July 11th. Warner Bros. Typically adheres to a release strategy where their major theatrical releases begin streaming between 60 to 100 days after their initial box office debut. Given that Warner Bros. Is the parent company of HBO Max, it's a safe bet that Superman will find its exclusive home on this platform. Industry insiders and fans alike are anticipating its arrival on HBO Max sometime in September or October, marking a significant moment for the revamped DC cinematic universe. This new Superman film stars David Corenswet as the iconic Clark Kent, alongside Rachel Brosnahan, who takes on the role of the tenacious Lois Lane. This movie serves as the very first feature under the new creative leadership of DC Studios, helmed by James Gunn. Gunn, celebrated for his distinctive vision in films like Guardians of the Galaxy, is bringing a fresh perspective to the legendary superhero. His approach reportedly emphasizes Clark Kent's humanity and his personal growth, while still capturing the larger-than-life heroism that defines Superman. The narrative is set to explore the delicate balance between his Kryptonian heritage and his life as a journalist in Metropolis, aiming to connect with both longtime aficionados and newcomers to the DC lore. While Warner Bros. Has yet to officially confirm a precise streaming date, subscribers to HBO Max can look forward to enjoying Superman through either their ad-supported or ad-free plans. For those eager to own a piece of the action immediately, the film is also available for digital purchase or rental on popular platforms such as Amazon Prime and Apple TV. Keep your eyes peeled for the official HBO Max announcement. James Gunn's directorial style promises a unique take on the beloved character. His known ability to blend humor, heart, and spectacular action is expected to shine through, offering a Superman story that feels both classic and contemporary. The casting choices have also been a major talking point, with Corenswet praised for his ability to embody both the vulnerability and immense strength of Superman, and Brosnahan lauded for her portrayal of Lois Lane as a sharp, independent journalist whose dynamic with Kent is central to the film's emotional core. The supporting cast, including Nicholas Hoult as the formidable Lex Luthor, is poised to add significant depth, and set the stage for future installments in Gunn's DC universe. The strategic 60 to 100-day window for streaming ensures that the film maximizes its theatrical draw before transitioning to home viewing. This dual approach allows Warner Bros. To cater to different audience preferences while maintaining momentum across platforms. For fans, the wait for the streaming release builds anticipation, promising a polished viewing experience, likely in high definition, with potential for bonus features that offer a deeper look into the making of this new DC chapter. This film is not just a movie. It's the dawn of a new era for DC Studios, and its successful streaming debut will be crucial in setting the tone for what's to come. Hold on tight, because we've got the fan reaction to a key character that's got everyone talking. And then, we're diving into how one of the biggest cinematic universes is being reshaped, with a major character's new direction revealed. Fan ratings reveal overwhelming approval for Nicholas Hoult Lex Luthor. The latest poll from Sheeran Scoop has delivered a resounding verdict from fans regarding Nicholas Hoult's portrayal of Lex Luthor in the new Superman film, and the results are overwhelmingly positive. In a direct question asking viewers to rate Hoult's performance as the iconic villain, an impressive 90% of participants expressed their approval, signaling a strong fan connection with his interpretation of Superman's arch-nemesis. Delving deeper into the fan sentiment, the poll revealed a significant split within that 90% approval rating. A substantial 50% of those polled described Hoult's Lex Luthor as solid, indicating a strong, well-executed performance that met expectations. Complementing this, a remarkable 40% went even further, rating his portrayal as iconic. This suggests that a considerable portion of the audience found Hoult's take on the character to be not just good, but truly memorable and impactful, potentially setting a new benchmark for future interpretations. The poll offered a range of options to capture diverse opinions, from highly positive to negative. The breakdown was as follows: solid 4.5, iconic 5.5, average 3.5, didn't work for me 2.5, and worst of all time 1.5. Additionally, options were provided for those who hadn't yet seen the movie. I haven't watched the movie yet and I don't plan to, and I haven't watched the movie yet but I plan to soon. The overwhelming positive response indicates that the majority of viewers who engaged with the poll felt Hoult's performance was a significant strength of the film. This strong fan reception is particularly noteworthy given the character's complex history and the high expectations that come with portraying such a central figure in the Superman mythology. Lex Luthor has been interpreted in numerous ways across various media, and for Hoult's performance to resonate so positively suggests a successful navigation of these expectations. Fans often look for a balance of intelligence, charisma, and menace in Luthor, and the poll results imply Hoult delivered on these fronts. The high approval rating for Hoult's Lex Luthor could also be seen as a positive indicator for the broader direction of the new DC universe, particularly under the guidance of co-head James Gunn. If key characters are being well received by the audience, it bodes well for the interconnected storytelling that Gunn and Peter Safran are aiming to establish. This positive fan engagement is crucial for building momentum and fostering a loyal audience base for the upcoming slate of DC projects. Sheeran Scoop encourages ongoing audience participation, with a new poll now available on their front page. This continuous engagement allows for real-time feedback on various aspects of popular culture, ensuring that fan voices are heard and that the channel remains at the forefront of industry discussions. The success of Hoult's Luthor in this poll is a testament to the power of strong casting and compelling character development in revitalizing established franchises. But what does this mean for the future of DC's most notorious characters? We're getting a direct answer from DC Studios, co-head James Gunn himself on a major character's new direction. James Gunn clarifies Maxwell Lord's role in rebooted DCU. DC Studios co-head James Gunn has provided crucial insights into the portrayal of Maxwell Lord within the newly rebooted DC universe, confirming that the character will not be depicted as a villain in the initial stages of this cinematic era. Gunn addressed fan inquiries on the social platform threads, detailing his vision for the character, which is rooted in his original comic book conception. Gunn stated that Maxwell Lord was originally conceived as a multi-layered character who was morally gray. He explained that later comic book iterations shifted the character into a more overtly violent antagonist, a direction he does not prefer for the new DCU. Our Max is inspired by the original version, Gunn clarified, directly addressing concerns about the character's potential actions. So don't be waiting for him to shoot Blue Beetle in the face, he added, referencing a particularly controversial moment from the comics. Maxwell Lord's comic book history is indeed extensive and varied. First introduced in Justice League 1 in 1987, the character was created by Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis, and Kevin Maguire. Initially, Lord was presented as a charismatic and wealthy businessman who actively supported the Justice League International and played a key role in its formation. However, his character underwent a significant transformation in the 2005 DC Comics storyline, Countdown to Infinite Crisis. In this arc, Maxwell Lord became a central antagonist, infamously killing Ted Kord, the Blue Beetle, and eventually being killed himself by Wonder Woman in a pivotal moment. On the cinematic front, Maxwell Lord was most recently portrayed by Pedro Pascal in the 2020 film Wonder Woman 1984. For the rebooted DC universe, the role has been taken over by Sean Gunn, who is also James Gunn's brother. Sean Gunn has already made appearances as Maxwell Lord in the recently released Superman film and is set to feature prominently in Peacemaker Season 2, which premiered on August 21st. James Gunn's intention to steer away from the villainous portrayal seen in later comics suggests a desire to explore the character's potential as a complex, morally ambiguous figure, which could offer a more nuanced narrative. This approach aligns with Gunn's broader strategy for the DCU, which emphasizes developing characters with depth and exploring different facets of the superhero genre. By grounding Maxwell Lord in his original, more nuanced depiction, Gunn seems poised to integrate him into the new universe in a way that serves the overarching narrative without immediately resorting to extreme villainy. This allows for potential character development and exploration of his motivations and influence within the DC landscape. Fans will need to observe how Maxwell Lord's character evolves throughout Peacemaker Season 2 and in future DCU projects to fully understand his role. In the meantime, Superman is available for streaming, and new episodes of Peacemaker Season 2 are being released weekly. This careful reintroduction of Maxwell Lord signals a commitment to building a rich and interconnected DC universe, where even characters with a controversial past can be reimagined for a new generation of viewers. But does every superhero blockbuster need to reach $1 billion to be considered a success? We're breaking down the real metrics of success in the current superhero movie landscape, and why it's perfectly fine if not every film hits that sky-high target. Rethinking superhero movie success beyond the billion-dollar mark. In the current landscape of blockbuster filmmaking, there's an often unspoken, yet pervasive, expectation that every major superhero movie must achieve $1 billion box office gross to be considered a success. This pressure, fueled by a decade of unprecedented MCU dominance and the sheer scale of modern productions, has led to a warped perception of what constitutes a successful film. As 2025 wraps up what has been a solid year for superhero cinema, with entries like Superman and The Fantastic Four. First steps, performing respectably, the online discourse is often dominated by negativity, labeling these films as failures if they don't reach astronomical financial heights. This obsession with the billion-dollar benchmark is a relatively recent phenomenon. While superhero films have been popular since the late 1970s, it wasn't until the early 2000s, with films like Spider-Man and later the MCU's The Avengers, that the idea of massive, industry-defining box office hauls became commonplace. Before the MCU's ascent, films like Iron Man and Captain America, the first Avenger, achieving hundreds of millions worldwide, was considered a significant success. However, after the Avengers shattered records, the goalpost for success shifted dramatically, creating an unrealistic standard where even highly profitable films could be deemed underperformers if they fell short of $1 billion. This narrow definition of success fails to account for the complexities of theatrical economics and the diverse ways films connect with audiences. Take, for instance, the recent Superman film, which, despite projections, is tracking to earn just over $600 million worldwide. While some fans lament that this figure doesn't surpass Man of Steel's 2013 gross, director James Gunn has publicly stated that such break-even calculations are absolutely false. Similarly, the Fantastic Four, First Steps, with a reported $200 million budget, is expected to cross $500 million worldwide. Disney CEO Bob Iger has expressed satisfaction with this result, viewing it as a successful launchpad for the franchise within the MCU, emphasizing that making a movie audiences enjoyed was the primary goal. These figures, while not reaching the coveted billion-dollar mark, are far from failures. They represent substantial commercial returns and, crucially, seem to indicate that the studios involved are pleased with the outcomes. The fact that both Superman and the Fantastic Four have sequels in development further underscores that their perceived box office performance is not hindering future plans. This suggests that the true measure of success might be audience engagement and the establishment of viable franchises, rather than hitting an arbitrary financial ceiling. Furthermore, the narrative around superhero fatigue often conflates a decline in audience turnout with a loss of interest in the genre itself. The real culprit, as evidenced by the poor performance of films like The Flash and Madame Web, is often the quality of the films produced, not an inherent disinterest in superheroes. When studios deliver well-crafted, engaging stories, audiences respond, as seen with the success of original horror films like Weapons or dramas like Materialists, which have also found their audience. A more balanced box office landscape, where superhero movies share the spotlight with a wider variety of genres, is ultimately healthier for the entire film industry. In conclusion, it's time to recalibrate our expectations. Superhero movies are a vital part of cinema, but their success shouldn't be solely defined by hitting a billion-dollar milestone. A focus on critical acclaim, audience satisfaction, and the potential for future storytelling, as demonstrated by the continued investment in properties like Superman and the Fantastic Four, offers a more realistic and sustainable view of the genre's performance and its place in the broader cinematic ecosystem. We've covered the streaming future of Superman, fan reactions to Lex Luthor, and the reality of superhero box office success. Now, let's quickly recap the biggest headlines of the day and make sure you're subscribed. And that's a wrap on today's explosive Sheeran scoop. We've got the inside track on when Superman hits streaming, the fan-fave verdict on Lex Luthor, the new direction for Maxwell Lord, and the real story behind superhero box office success. Don't miss out on any future updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Sheeran Scoop right now, ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Plus, catch us on all our social platforms for even more exclusive content.